Welcome to this episode of Mommy Star. Today we're going to talk about the moon. The moon travels in an orbit around our Earth. That means that gravity is keeping it going around and around the larger body. It's essentially falling, but since the Earth is round, it falls in a circle. The same side of the moon always faces the Earth. If you notice, you look up in the sky, the moon always looks the same. That's because, as it orbits, the moon also turns on its axis, just as the Earth does. When you look up in the sky for several nights, you'll notice that the appearance of the moon changes. These are called the phases of the moon. The lunar cycle starts with the new moon. It's very dark. And then it gradually becomes brighter and brighter. Until you have the full moon covered in light. The light is not coming from the moon itself, it's coming from the sun. The sun makes the light that reflects off the moon. The moon takes about 27 days to orbit the Earth completely, and during this time you see all the phases of the moon. This is our month. Show me where the moon is. There's our Earth. That's where we are right now.
That's where we are right now.
There's the moon going around the Earth. The moon affects the rhythms and the tides of the Earth. When the moon goes above a certain part of the sea, it pulls, through the force of gravity, it pulls the water towards it, and this causes the tides to come in, and when it moves away, it causes the tides to come out, and life on Earth is in tune with these tides. This is a tide pool. The animals here are adapted to wet conditions and dry. These barnacles and this crab were once underwater. They can conserve water in their bodies when the tide is out. And then when the tide comes in, they are perfectly suited for the water. So the next time you're at the beach for several hours, observe. Each time the waves come in, do they go a little higher? That means the tide is coming in. Or do they go a little lower? That means the tide is going out. If the tide is going in, that means the moon is either above you or on the other side of the Earth. The moon is about the size of the United States, about 2,000 miles across. It's covered in dust. The dark spots that you see on the moon are called seas, but they are not water, they're flat areas. And then if you look up in the night sky, you will notice that the moon has a number of round circles. These are called craters. Craters are created by impacts from outer space. You can simulate the surface of the moon very easily in your own home. Just take some flour like this, and if you have some pepper, it's nice to pretend this is some other kinds of gravel and whatnot. And then you take some various rocks and smash them into the flour, like so. Ready? Set? Go. See? Gravity is a force that affects all the physical objects in the known universe. This is a great place to see gravity at work.
I'm ready for you.
Gravity is what pulls the ball towards the Earth. It's the same force that keeps the moon in the orbit around the Earth. It's a mysterious force. We don't know what it is, but we can see what it does. It pulls smaller objects towards larger ones. One of the crowning achievements of human history occurred in the 20th century, when man set foot on a body other than Earth, the moon. Myra and Kinsella worked on the rocket boosters which propelled the lunar lander up into space.
And what's your favorite part of being a chemical engineer?
Well, having a chemical engineering degree provided me with the expertise and subsequent opportunity to work in the Man on the Moon project. I was very involved from the very get-go with the space program, and I worked for Rocketdyne, which is a division of Rockwell, building liquid propellant rocket engines, very large ones, to propel the astronauts up to where they got to the moon.
Thank you very much.
At 15 seconds, guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Shadow. 4 forward, drift into the right a little. 30 seconds. Forward, drift. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
We're going to be busy for a minute.
Armstrong is on the moon. Neil Armstrong, 38-year-old American, standing on the surface of the moon. On this July 20th, 1969.
That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind. Oh, that looks beautiful, Samuel. It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. Beautiful, beautiful. Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here. Magnificent desolation.
Tranquility Base, Houston, guidance recommendation is pings, and you're cleared for takeoff.
Roger, understand. We're number 1 on the runway. 7, 6, 5, engine arm ascent. Beautiful. Very smooth. Very quiet ride.
Apollo 11, this is Hornet, over.
Apollo 11, this is Apollo 11, loud and clear.